listening to Tangent Central. You're listening to Tangent Central with Terry Tangent and Vicious Vic. Tangent Central. Tangent Central on Tech Radio Network. Let it rip.
And here we are once again. Welcome to Tangent Central. My name is Terry Tangent, along with my brother from another mother, Vicious Vic. Vic, how you doing today, my friend?
Yo ho ho and a bottle brass monkeys. I'm doing great, my brother. How about yourself?
Oh, doing well. You know, last week we kind of talked about it a little bit, the goofy weather and everything that's going on. That very next day, we got hit again, 4 tornadoes, and there's still about 200,000 people without power up here.
Oh, wow.
Lake County, Indiana, Newton County, which is down where I am, Porter County, and then a crossover into Illinois, just got smashed again. Power out. It was something else for quite a few days trying to get back and forth. The traffic lights were out. Everything was a 4-way stop. Just horrible. Hopefully there's starting to be word and talk now that power's come on for a lot of people, but there's still a lot out. We lived off a generator until that was Thursday morning at about 2:00. Ours came back on. I don't know what's going on up in the Chicagoland area up here, but every time it clouds up to rain, it just turns into something terrible.
Well, funny you say that. That was that front that they was watching in my neck of the woods and around the Jefferson, Kentuckiana area. They was concerned about that. If it come down and the way the air was unstable, that we could have got this almost the same thing. Or pretty much the same thing.
Now, not too far from you, up into Indianapolis area, and that surrounding area is just flooded out. That's been kind of, that's been kind of all over the news here for the last few days. It has been something that the paper and everything up here has been, yes, a newspaper. I don't know if a lot of you know what a newspaper is, but
exactly.
But they're calling it damage and storms that Northwest Indiana and Chicago area have never seen. And then you get down around Indianapolis and just a little south of there, they're underwater, and a lot of people affected one way or another by this mess.
Yeah, 10 inches of rain. I mean, fell in like hours.
For people that, that are transplants to this area and whatnot, they're not used to things like that, and shoot, most of us that live here aren't used to anywhere near what's going on now. I mean, we had a tornado that ravaged Lake Village up here in Indiana a month and a half, 2 months ago. And, folks are still trying to recover from that. And then wham, again, just, it's horrible. Like I said, there's still 200,000 or so people without power. And this is going into day 6. So hopefully, all the linemen working out here, they're doing absolutely everything they can. They're doing a fantastic job, but sooner the better for a lot of these folks, because most everybody's lost, all the food and whatnot that was in the refrigerators. They don't have a generator. There's no way to keep anything cool. A lot of the restaurants and everything up here, I've been seeing, we got power back, but it's going to be a couple of days because we lost our entire stock. We have to prep everything all over again. And, so just big financial impacts to, just about everybody. So hopefully everybody comes through this okay. I have not heard of any weather related fatalities or anything like that this time, which is
awesome.
Which is very good.
Yes.
If there were, I feel for those folks, but I have not personally heard of any. So hopefully everybody made it through, okay, because that's what matters. Your life matters. Everything else can be replaced.
But your life can't.
Nope. No. So that's kind of been what's going on up here. I did see that there's supposed to be another round of storms coming. So hopefully it's just, hopefully Mother Nature, whatever pissed her off, she's over now. And we're just going to have a thunderstorm, this time through. But apparently we need to pay a little bit more attention to the weather because anytime the warnings come out, it's not how it used to be with, oh, we were just being overcautious.
Yeah.
It's actually spinning out and happening. So hopefully we come through it. And I never thought I'd say it, but I'll sure be glad when winter gets here.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Everybody says that until they get dumped with 8 inches of snow, and then they're like, "Ugh, how many more months until summer?" Then it's the same constant, constant thing. Me personally, I just don't like the heat. I'm just, I just don't like the heat. I don't like the cold, but with the cold, I can dress and be comfortable and be warm. In the summertime, I don't want no clothes on, but you can't walk around naked.
Thankfully.
Yeah. I mean,
I was-
you get what is the meteorologists call it down here? The booty sweat index.
Lord,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I suffer from that, and I'm like, it's uncomfortable.
you only can take so much off in the summertime. And I don't know about down there, speaking of summer, but the power company up here, it's called NIPSCO, Northern Indiana Public Service Company. They have jacked their rates so much that there are folks, I mean, our NIPSCO bill used to be about $230, $240 a month, which to me, that sounds an awful lot. That doggone thing's $400 now every month.
Wow.
And these politicians around here, you try to get them involved and get them to get the committees to look into it and everything. Well, I can tell you in my opinion, and if I'm wrong, you can send me a cease and desist letter, but they're in NIPSCO's pocket
Oh yeah.
because half of them couldn't care less about what's going on. I mean, Northwest Indiana, we do have some affluent neighborhoods, but we've also got some pretty poverty stricken areas as well. This is just unacceptable to anybody. I don't care how much you make. The more you make, the more you spend. But if you're living in one of these great big 6-bedroom, 5-bath houses that sprawl a half a city block, you're going to feel that punch too, because I can't imagine your NIPSCO bills being anything less than probably $2,000 a month. And it's just ridiculous. They're supposed to be, or supposed to have had a committee that looked into it. Well, as soon as they looked into it, you couldn't hear nothing else out of them for it. So it kind of fell on deaf ears. So yeah, it's just a mess up here, between, like I said, the storms and NIPSCO and their rate hikes. And, we talked about it a couple episodes ago, the cost of groceries and everything's going up except
Ain't that the truth? And no G&E, that's our electric grid and everything down here. They ask for a raise every 3 months. And it's not like point something percent, it's 2%, 3%, 6%. I think the last raise they asked for was like almost 10%.
Mm.
And I'm like, now my bill for the little house that I live in, it's $142. And I listen to everybody else that lives in maybe a bigger house than mine, and they're saying, "You're lucky. My bill's almost $300." And I'm like, how in the world is that possible? I mean, granted, I keep my air conditioner set at 76.
Whew.
Yeah, I keep it at 76. It's comfortable for me. I don't want it I don't want it where you can hang meat in it. Because if you have to go out, if you have to go outside, it's already hot. Your body's done got used to being in a deep freeze. When you go outside, that's a shock to your system. I did learn something in science. I didn't learn much, but I did learn. You can't go from cold to hot without it smacking you in the face. So
That is
at 76, it's comfortable. And plus, I got little rotating fans and a ceiling fan. But and there's bigger houses like like what you was talking about. There's no telling, and they don't have no trees, so they get the sun as soon as it raises, as soon as it goes down.
yeah, that's excuse me, that's something that oh, there's my company again.
And he showed me his balloon knot again.
You know, we go through this every week. You gotta love them because they don't know. They think they're the center of the universe.
Yep.
But yeah, the power bills, and and don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on anybody that's making the millions of dollars a year. Good for you. Good for you. But these companies posting record profits and this and that, that's fine and good. Take your record profits, but you got to look at the little guy who's making you those record profits as well.
Yeah,
And you gotta get us up to where we can at least live.
well, that starts with our commander in chief. I mean,
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, yes and no. I mean, thankfully we're still a democracy, and the government doesn't lay out what folks make and what they pay. But yeah, I think a little bit tighter regulation on you know big pharma, oil industry, oil and gas.
definitely.
Ooh. The first thing that we noticed when the power went out, there was one gas station in my area that was on a generator. Conveniently, the only fuel they had to sell was premium.
And that convenient. And I
So
don't know
they
what your
sold,
premium is up there, but
well, I can tell you, to fill my wife's car up, and it's just a little Ford SUV, little Edge. That car, a 7 gallon gas can and a 3 gallon gas can, which is what we use to fill our generator up, was $107, I think.
my gosh.
Yeah, so I don't know what the actual price per gallon was, but it was something else. And then when the power started coming on along the, kind of the main roads here, there was a few gas stations that opened, but as soon as that power came on, the price of their gas went up at least 10 cents. But
Price
you can't
gouging.
call that's it. That's
Price
it. And
gouging.
there was just a big thing, but you made me think of it when you were talking about the Fed. There was just a big thing where they were investigating a bunch of different gas station brands for price gouging. And I read the article about the initial investigation, and then all of a sudden that went away too. So it's just they're kicking you while you're down, and then as soon as you stand up, they kick you a little bit harder. So it's a struggle, and it's I feel for the folks that aren't as fortunate as some of us and make a halfway decent living. But if you look at it, the cost of living has gone up, and the middle class, that money has, used to be, you made 80, 90, $100,000 a year, you were upper middle class. You making 80, 90, 100 grand a year now, you're middle to low middle class
Yep.
by their
Standards.
standard now. And that is just ridiculous to me. I mean, that I don't care what year it is. $100,000, that's a lot of money, but it's not. And it's just pathetic. It's really pathetic. And I hope that somebody in a position of some type of power hears this episode, sees it, because you damn sure can reach out to me, and I'll put you right on this show and we'll talk about it.
That's right.
And you can weasel your way out, or you can come clean, whatever you want to do. But I will 100% put you on here. I will not censor you. I will let you say what you want to say. The only thing I ask is that if we ask you a question, you answer it, and you don't dog and pony around it.
Exactly. And with you, they're not going to do that. Yeah.
No.
I mean, if they can weasel around reporters when they ask the serious questions, they ask a question and they answer with a question. And the reporter's like, wait a minute. I just asked you this question and now you asking me. So,
Right.
they're paid to weasel.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, and I just think, talking about price gouging, I know it goes on everywhere, but man, Louisville, the Kentucky in general, especially in the Louisville market, you want to talk about some price gouging. At one moment, gas could be $3.15. You let a major event come to town, that gas will jump 30, almost 40 cents. Right now in Jefferson County, some places gas is $3.49, other places it's $3.29. The state fair comes to town starting Wednesday. Gas will jump to $3.79,
if not higher.
Yeah.
Here, I think I saw the other day, most of the stations are sitting at $3.89 for just regular gas. Premium, I've been seeing at the bigger stations, $4.19. Now we're never gonna see that $1.89, $1.99 gas again.
No.
But I can remember last year and the year before, everybody all excited because gas dipped to $2.89 or $2.99 a gallon. And I thought, how pathetic is that? You're excited that we're overpaying for gas, but we're only overpaying by probably 60, 70 cents a gallon.
Okay, I just pulled it up. The average price for regular unleaded is $3.57 per gallon.
Now, is that the United States average, or is that
no? That's just
Jeffco?
That's Jefferson. That's Jefferson County. Now they tell you where you can find cheaper gas. Sam's Club is starting at $3.18. Murphy's USA, which is Walmart, is $3.19. So,
all right. So where does the big 60, 70 cent a gallon difference come from? Because guess what? I know from working in the gas business, hauling fuel years ago, that everybody's buying from the same rack. They're all buying low rack unless you're branded, which means BP, Mobil, whatnot. BP has to buy from BP. Mobil has to buy from Mobil. Valero buys from Valero.
Yeah.
On and on. But where is that 70, 80 cent a gallon difference coming from? The gas station, the gas company don't care that you're have a subscription for people shopping there. They're not going to give you a break.
Nope.
So where is that big price difference coming from?
Okay, Terry, answer me this. How come if you go outside of Jefferson County, gas is 20 cents cheaper? Just go out, just cross over into another county or cross over into another city outside of the Louisville metropolitan area, gas is 20 cents cheaper. If I go up 64 and I get up around Shelbyville, gas is 20 cents cheaper. How is that?
Yeah, see, so in that's a good point. And before everybody starts blowing our email up talking about this, let me say it. All right. So yes, it does depend a lot upon the county and the state you're in due to taxes. However, unless you can show me, there is no way I am going to believe any place besides maybe Chicago, New York City, places like that have a 20 cent a gallon swing in tax rate. No way. So yes, I 100% agree with you. Yes, taxes may affect it, 3, 4, 5 cents. I'm not that educated in it. I know there's differences by municipality, but the state tax rate on it is the same throughout the state. Now, if there's a local tax, fine, but it ain't going to be or should not be 5, 6, 7 cents a gallon on top of the ridiculous amount that you're already paying for it.
And here, go ahead, finish your.
I was just going to say the biggest smack in the face is the diesel fuel price. Diesel fuel is the garbage of the refining process. They get that from what's left after they make the gas, after they pull the stuff for the gas. The diesel fuel stuff is what's left. So it's the garbage. So you're going to charge folks that for diesel fuel. I saw it up here the other day. $4.79 a gallon for diesel, and that's probably on the low end.
I think diesel here. Hold on, man. Go ahead and finish your thing. Let me look it up.
It is ridiculous to me to think that, okay, so the big push is eco-friendly, electric car, this and that. So what if everybody stopped buying diesel vehicles and just stuffed these refineries and these big companies with the waste of their process and said, go ahead, figure it out. What are you going to do with it? Because
Okay.
I know if I was a truck driver, I sure as hell would not be paying that kind of money with the way freight rates are.
Okay. All right. They got it broke down. A month ago, diesel in the Louisville metropolitan area was $4.31. A week ago, it jumped to $4.72. It is currently $4.86 a gallon.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. And
Now, do you
before,
see that spread? 30,
Yeah.
431, 472, 486.
yeah, and you know what? I can already. Here comes my Miss Cleo psychic network skill. I can already tell you when we check email later on today, tomorrow, there's going to be 5,000 people that sent us emails saying it's because the war in Iran.
Yep.
Do you know how much oil we get from the Hormuz Strait? I do. It's less than 1%. So don't tell me that it's because of the war in Iran that the fuel price in the United States is so high. We get less than 1% of our oil through that water.
Okay, here's another one that they always use. When there's a hurricane churning in the Gulf, gas prices get stupid because there's a hurricane. So you're going to tell me that Hurricane Iowa or Hurricane whoever is going to affect. Well, it's because that we've got a pump station out in the middle, and come on, do you really think we're stupid?
The funny thing about that, and you talking about that. So when there's a natural disaster, whether, fire at a refinery, something like that, it takes them all of about 10 minutes to boost that gas price, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when the cost and the futures on crude oil come down, well, why does it take 60, 75, 90 days for the price to come down? And here's their excuse. They say, well, it takes 30 days for you, or I'm sorry, not 30 days. It takes 90 days for you to recognize and get that expensive stuff that you bought out of your tanks. Well, fool, it only took you 20 minutes to raise the price.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. We're either going to get a lot of the pat on the backs or we're going to get some hate mail this week, because I know we've ruffled some feathers with a lot of this stuff.
I guarantee it. But I mean, this is the thing that no one talks about. Everybody goes along to get along. And then, of course, then you get the rebel rousers that sends out multiple texts on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. Well, let's show the big gas companies, let's show Thornton's that all we're going to do is go buy a soft drink and a bag of chips when they raise the gas prices up. You know something? I'll go by there. Thornton's, Speedway, all of them are still doing business. They ain't worried about nobody not getting gas because, one, they know the people's got to have it. Two, you got to go to work. Three, you got to have it. Four, you're going to pay for it. You're gonna complain about it, but you're gonna pay for it.
That's, and the I forget the name of the organization, but the big company that represents most of the independent truck drivers, the owner operators and whatnot out there, they've tried and tried and tried to get a shutdown, saying everybody just shut your truck down for, a week or whatever the time is. Let's prove a point here and let's just shut it down. And you'll get the diehards that understand what's going on and whatnot, and they'll shut down for a couple of days. But you still see, no matter, they call for it nationwide, you go out on the highway and you still see thousands of semi trucks driving by. That there is no unity in anything anymore.
No.
I understand everybody's got to eat, everybody's got to take care of their family, and yeah, I understand all that. But there comes a point in time to where, hey, maybe if I don't buy that $4 Starbucks coffee every day this week, and I don't go out to eat every day, and I actually eat at home, maybe that whatever money I make in a week isn't gonna hurt me that bad if I join this cause and try to support, the rest of the people and, support my cause. I don't know. I know if somebody called me up and said, hey, we're gonna shut down the industry for a week. There's nobody gonna go to work in the environmental business for a whole week. I would ask where I signed up, because it'd be for the greater good.
Yeah.
Yep.
First of all, I want to know where you can get Starbucks for $5.
That was just a price for a small.
Once again, I want to know where you can get a small Starbucks for $5. Now, somebody just heard you say that. They're going to be messaging you, where can I get Starbucks for $5? Because I don't pay $5 for a small. I pay anywhere from 10 to 12 for a Starbucks that's got my name and a tree and all of that. It's coffee.
Truth be told, all right. So, yep, I did say $5 for a Starbucks, but here comes the disclaimer. I don't think I have been to Starbucks in probably 5 years. I have replaced my Starbucks coffees with those rotten ass Monster cold coffees in the can.
Oh, those
I like
are good.
those.
Those are good. If Monster, if you want to sponsor us, please. I drink those also.
I will line up Mocha Locas on my desk here and drink those all show long.
Yep. I love
TangentTroops@gmail.com, Monster.
Same.
Hit us up.
Yeah.
Hit us up.
I got him. Yeah, I got him in the. Ow! Cat.
Now, see, all my guys do, they just jump up here and look in the camera.
No.
That sounded like you just got assaulted.
Big time. Too close to the grapes.
No.
Yeah. Mocha Loca.
I like those. Well, I ain't gonna tell you what I like in those. Monster call us. Then I'll tell you what I like in those.
Exactly. Because I'm sure we got the same taste.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, speaking of ruffling feathers and ticking off certain percentage of the country because they're all stuck in their feelings and need attention. You sent me this clip that you saw. So let's go ahead and play this, and after it's over we'll talk about it.
The prevention program for transgender boys. I can't even say this without laughing. Do you think that is a useful form of our tax spend?
I'm not familiar with that grant, but I think bench research, government investment in scientific and
Teen pregnancy for transgender boys. Do you think that is a useful spend of our tax dollars?
I think government investment in all kinds of scientific research is of the utmost importance.
Including pregnancy prevention for transgender boys. Okay. Teen pregnancy prevention program for transgender boys.